What is up, guys? Throlo here. So I was playing a little ranked game this morning, and I was watching the replay, and I thought I would just share a little tip with you guys to use in game. I'm going to show you a couple of things, and this is all about pushing waves for mid to late game and grouping for team fights and stuff like that. So we'll just go ahead and roll it from here. So this is going to be an example of first what not to do. So speed it up a little bit. So here is a wave that's kind of pushed in, and I'm gonna go ahead and clear this bad boy. And yeah, so the one thing is, we'll go ahead and pause it, is I've eliminated the entire wave, enemy wave. And then we can see here the next reinforcing wave is here at the tower. So a little bit far away there. Now if we advance it, and that's something you would normally think to do, right? You kill all the enemy minions in the wave and then move on with your day. I'm going to start rotating here. But I want you to watch this minion wave, and I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it in time. So here we are. It's a lot of stuff is happening on the map, and it's not really doing much. So what you want to do is, I'll go ahead and rewind it now, and we'll go, it's at about 25:30, I believe. So yeah, we'll go there. So what should have happened is, as I'm clearing this, right, I should have left a couple of those minions. And what that would have done is that, I kind of went too far. Let's just rewind it, like right there, all right. Now, this is what I should have done, right? Should have killed these minions and then maybe just left these two, because these ones are going to get destroyed by tower anyways. So, and then that way this kind of crippled wave here, because it's already a man down, or at least left this here, and that would have given this back wave here time to catch up to these minions and reinforce it before these start fighting. But what ends up happening is I kill that. Rather than these minions waiting for the next wave to help it, it's going to advance on its own. And it's going to come to this wave already weakened because it took some damage from the previous engage. And then now he has a slight advantage, and the wave just ends up kind of freezing. If I was a little bit faster to push that out, this would have pushed out, but extremely, extremely slowly. If I would have taken all those minions. So now let's back it up and let's see what we're supposed to do. So we're going to take it back to about 2350, and I'm going to try to push out bot wave yet again. So here I am pushing a wave. I get all of this wave, but then let's see. So right here, I get it, I take that one more, and now I leave it to where my minions have a couple of more of theirs, and then I leave it. I don't take these last two minions, and I want you to see what happens when this happens, because now look what happens. These leftover minions have now been reinforced with this wave because I didn't push this. Otherwise, if I would have taken these right away, these already been halfway down the lane to fight the next wave, right? So what ends up happening is now we have a slow push here. We have this wave is going to start slowly building up, get a little bit bigger, and eventually somebody is going to have to deal with this. So now, rather than it just freezing here, we could go off into the different part of the map. Meanwhile, this is going to continue to build up, and as we can see here, we are already looking like, oh, one full wave plus another cannon plus another 6 ranged. If Ari pretty much has to come here. If she doesn't come now, she's gonna have to come soon because this would eventually end up under tower. Let's take a look at another one that does end up getting pushed out, and we were able to actually do a lot with it. So we'll say here, we just took drag, and now I'm pushing out the bot wave. So Fiora's gonna get those couple minions. Alright, so right here, this is when I'm going to push it out. So now she's left. Now, it doesn't seem like that much happened right there just by me doing that. Let's back it up a little bit. Because I didn't do a whole lot, right? Let's back it up here again. So come down here, take all that farm. Now I'm going to come over here, and all I'm going to do is just go, boom. I'm just going to take those. Now, what this is going to do is, if I would have taken all of this wave would have kept moseying on down, eventually would have met up with this wave over here, but because I only took a couple of them, and left some minions to delay it, this wave is, you know, as far as DPS, going to out DPS the other one. So eventually this will clear out, and because there's only 3 of these casters, they're not going to do a whole lot of damage to this wave, and it should be relatively healthy by the time the other one reinforces. Thank you for letting me know that my iCloud storage is almost full. So let's fast forward a little bit here. So now the wave finished. It actually still has a full one, and it's, you know, the other wave's a little bit far behind, but not too far. And so now we could go someplace else on the map, and this thing is going to continue to grow. Look at, we're doing other things, and because I left a couple of minions, now this thing is starting to snowball. And look at how big this ends up getting. Like, if this gets left untreated, like we're getting inhibitors and stuff like that, we could have continued to push farther, and that was a huge ass wave. So yeah, let's see how big it ends up getting, because I think it did get pretty darn huge. So right now we're looking at 2 cannons and a bunch of other minions. Like, this is pressure right here. We could do whatever we want right now. I mean, we've already gotten the inhib, so we don't really need, but if we got delayed or anything like that, if we couldn't take it right away and we had to kind of mosey around a little bit, we could have waited for this thing to push up to the tower, and either way, now you got pressure in 2 lanes. The mid that were pushing us 5, and this bot lane, which if they didn't deal with, which, you know, because now we have no pressure now, they can freely come down here. But it sets up the play to be able to go and do something else on the map. So, something to think about when you're pushing waves and stuff like that. Make sure you're setting the wave to push. Make sure you're not setting it to just, you know, that you're setting it to build up, and it's not just going to kind of become stagnant and eventually just end up pushing back into your tower. So. Anyways, that's it. So, catch you guys later.